Hello, my name is Thomas Wyman. I am an intern at Borgata's Buffet. Borgata is located in Atlantic City, is the top casino, and the buffet is one of the highest volume restaurants in all of New Jersey and the highest volume restaurant in Borgata. Borgata has 3 buffets, this regular buffet, and 4 lounge in the Society Club. Those are more exclusive, while the one I work at is open to all guests. As an intern, I am a supervisor, so I'm in charge of 3 types of employees: servers, hostesses, and stockers. This is an example of the service schedule. I blurred it out so you couldn't see everybody's name. There's 55 servers, usually anywhere between 15 to 22 servers a shift, and they each get their own station. I'm not in charge of creating the schedule. I'm in charge of adjusting it if different servers need days off and they switch with somebody, but I have to ensure that it's been gone to by seniority, that highest seniority has been asked first, and that nobody is given overtime. Same thing for the hostesses. However, we only have 13 hostesses. Each shift has 3 different types of hostesses. There's a section hostess, which is either pink, green, blue, or yellow. They just walk the guests to the seat. Then there's a captain. They take the receipts from the guests and give it to a section hostess. And then there's line control, somebody in the front of the room directing people in which line to go in based on their tier. Lastly, we have stockers. We have 4 stockers a shift, 2 on each side. The room's divided into 2. They supply the server with whatever they need to ensure that the guest is satisfied with everything that they have. Something I am in charge of, though, is creating the floor chart for every day. There's day shift and swing shift. This is an example of a day shift floor chart with 15 servers on, each with their own section. One is a breaker. The breaker walks around, makes sure, gives everyone a chance to take a break, and then gets their own section. Then we also had 5 hostesses on this day. We didn't have line control because it wasn't as busy, but we had a captain, and then the 4 section hostesses. And then we have the stockers. Right in this bottom right, you can kind of see like an overview of the room. See pink, blue, green, yellow, each of the sections divided up, where they need to walk to, things like that. Another thing on this sheet, we put in the hotel's occupancy, how many's coming in, how many's going out. This matters because breakfast usually gets hit harder when a lot of people are leaving, and dinner gets hit hard when a lot of people are showing up. Things like that. Also, it tells you what's going on that day, mystery slot dollars, the Impractical Jokers were here, and different sweepstakes that are going on in different casino promotions. That affects it because there's certain demographics that really hit the buffet hard, and then there's certain promotions that have people more going to fine dining, so we have an easier day that day. This is an example of my desktop. This is where I create my own charts, things like this. Just to walk you through this, there's a white and square with a blue circle. That's Chronos. That's the time clock system. So if somebody didn't swipe in, or somebody needed to stay longer or change what they were working, if they were a hostess that worked a server and needed to get their pay switched, I'd log into Chronos and fix it there. Then we also have this black circle with a red chili pepper. That's hot sauce. So what that is the program that I use to contact facilities if anything needs to get fixed inside of the buffet. If something broke, and I can level it like how urgent it is. Like if the fryer's broken, we need that fixed immediately. But if one of like the cabinet doors is kind of off the hinge, that's not a big deal. You have to kind of rate it like that. Then the 2 yellow squares, these are the announcements that day. So what's going on in food and beverage, what weird promotions are we doing, what are we trying to strive for, and that's where I get like occupancy and ins and outs that day. Google Chrome, I just use that for Avero. Avero is where I report how many people we had that day, how many servers I had that day, who I let go, and if any issues came up that people should know about, like if somebody had an allergic reaction or if somebody slipped and falled, something that we can let people know what we know about it before the guest goes and talks to somebody else about it and is like, what happened? We give them the information before they even get to that. And then the 2 Excel files, one is the chart that I just showed you how to show that, and then one is to make new buffet signs. So if food's up there, so I can adjust the sign. So if there's a new type of food, or if there's a food that got made on a place where there could have been cross-contamination, so I can write possible allergens in it, just to make sure that everybody's safe and has an enjoyable time in the buffet. Now I'm going to walk you through what a guest would experience at the buffet. This is the front. On the right is the enter. On the left is the exit. Sadly, I had to take pictures when nobody was there because I couldn't take photos when there were people. So it's going to be a little hard to understand, but I'll try to walk you through it. So you walk in on the right and you meet our line control hostess here. There's 3 lines, right? There's the Sapphire, Pearl, and all other guest line. These are the lowest tier. They wait in the longest line. Sadly, it's true. They usually only have one, maybe two cashiers to help them out, but it's usually only one, and they take the longest to get in. Then there's our gold member line. They still have to wait in line as well, but it's a much shorter line, while the sapphire line is like 3 loops almost. Gold line's only 1 loop. And they usually get 2 cashiers, and they just try to get the gold. For every 4 gold or 2 gold, like 2 to 4 gold, then they take a cash line. And then there's platinum and noir. As you can see, there is no line there. That's because they go directly to the cashiers. So all of our cashiers in our servers use this POS system called the Angelicis. I have a manager card, so I'm in charge of voiding and refunding and things like that. This is just another picture of our lines. As you can see, the sapphire line goes all the way from the left behind to where the picture was taken, loops there, and then back up to the cashier. The gold line is just one solid loop. You can see the little micros POSs that are up there, and that's where our 4 cashiers would stand. When they need me, I go up there. A lot of people try to say that they can't wait in line because of physical disabilities, and this is completely understandable. We just have them sit and wait for the estimated allotted time because we can't have people cutting the line. It would really cause a serious problem in the buffet. Now this, I had to take the picture when nothing was up, but as you can see, these ropes on the right, they're usually up to divide it into the cash line, the gold line, the platinum, and the noirs. So noirs get walked up by a hostess, by a cashier, and they get immediately sat, and if there isn't a table, they're the first one to get a seat. Same with platinum. They're essentially equal. It's just if they're both there, noir would go first. That's it. And then there is gold line. Once the platinums and noirs are gone, then we seat the gold line. No exceptions. And then for about every, again, 2 to 4 golds, then we'll seat it cash, right? Because it's all based on tier, how much money that they make, how much money that they gamble in the casino. So yeah, it's showing favoritism, but they really are keeping the lights on, essentially. Now this is after they get to that line, they get seated. This is a picture of like what a section would look like. This is actually section 3, which doesn't exist. It is too small to be a section that one server can have, so it's all pickup. We have tables on the left, we have booths in front of you. Booths can seat 4 people, smaller booths 2, and then tables are what we use for large parties, or if we have if the guest doesn't want a booth. So you get brought to your table, the server comes up to you, says, what can I get you to drink, things like that, and then they go to here. This is where the stalkers work. As you can see, one of our stalkers, Hector's, are right there, but he didn't want to give me a smile. But so we get all the drinks on the right, milk, coffee, tea, things like that, ketchup, hot sauce, A1 sauce, stuff like that on the left. This is where they bus by that garbage can on the left. They bus all the things off. But alcoholic beverages, they actually walk through here and go to the bar next door at the Metropolitan restaurant, and they get the beverages from there. Now this is the buffet. There's many lines. There's the salad line, pizza line, seafood line, then like fried line, like fried shrimp, stuff like that. Then they have the barbecue line. We have 2 action stations, right? So that's where there's actually a worker behind there cutting something off for you or taking something out for you. And lately we've had banana wrapped salmon and prime rib. Delicious stuff. This is our dessert. Dessert's only open for lunch and dinner and brunch, never breakfast, but it's delicious. It has gelato, tiramisu, bread pudding, cookies, all great stuff. Actually one of the most expensive parts of the buffet, but people don't usually take that much dessert because they've already eaten enough of the good food. Now this is the marketing calendar. This is what we use to predict how many people are coming. For example, we had the Impractical Jokers, Mystery Slot Dollars again, so we knew that their show started at 8, so we closed at 9, but everything was probably going to die out at 8 because most of the people were going to go to the show. We get this every month. Any changes gets tossed to us in that those yellow boxes that were on my desktop from before. Now this is our forecast calendar. My senior supervisor is in charge of that. This is telling you how many people are coming in, why are a lot of people coming in, why do we think more people or less people are coming in, because we have last year's on the right and this year's promotions next to each other, and it essentially helps us predict what's going to go on. Now lastly, I have 2 personal pieces of technology. This is my Nextel phone. This is what I use to contact stewarding, EVS, security, things like that, and people can call me. And then this is Kronos. This is where people clock in and clock out, and I figured that was a good place to end. So I'm clocking out. Have a good one.